quite a bit of it. It's been soaking overnight. In this bowl here, 2 cups of red beans. Yeah, I'm just gonna move it around. Everybody can see it nicely. 2 cups of red beans, washed and soaked. You gotta cover it really, maybe 3 inches above the beans with water. It's gonna soak overnight and it's gonna go nice and big and plump like this. And you see the yield, it almost doubled in size. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am starting the recipe a little bit different. Typically I would say add some oil in there and saute or fry up the onion, garlic, scallion, thyme, all those things to pull out all those flavors before adding the beans and coconut milk and everything. That version I did in 2016. If you head over to CaribbeanPod.com, you will see that recipe there. I've proven myself. This version, and we're going to talk about a few things in this version. One of them being, this is going to be the easiest recipe for making this sort of Jamaican style, and I use the word Jamaican loosely because we'll get to that in a second. Stew peas, salted pigtail, and that is 2 pounds of salted pigtail. What I did, I cut it up, and I would recommend asking your butcher to cut it up for you. And I pre-cooked it in boiling water. Well, I washed it with the juice of a lime and cool water. I make sure there were no hairs on there. If you see hairs on it, you want to take an old disposable razor and you can shave it off, or you can scrape it off with a knife. But I washed it, drained it, put it in boiling water, covered for about 35 minutes just to sort of get the tenderizing started, but more importantly to remove some of the salt. It's cured in salt, and you'll see I won't add any salt in the dish until near the end. We can adjust that to our liking. You get the butcher to cut it up if you want, if you don't have a big cleaver, because it will destroy your everyday knife. Onion, scallion, garlic. I like a ton of garlic in here, nice big pieces. Full recipe, printable, this version will be available at CaribbeanPod.com within the next 48 hours. Fresh thyme. And as we get to these sort of flavor ingredients here, let's talk about one of the things I really want to talk about. Lately, it's becoming overly common to see people representing the culinary culture of the Caribbean and going heavy with those all-purpose seasoning and all those different packaged seasonings and stuff like that. Our great-grandparents, our grandparents, and even our parents' time, they would not have used those things. Why are we... we need to stop, because it's loaded in salt and preservatives and everything else, while we can get, and mommy and them did it with these simple ingredients. The flavors we get from this, we don't need that all-purpose seasoning and all that other nonsense that people are trying to convince us on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on the YouTube, that it's common in our culture. No. Let's stop that lyric. Let's stop that talk altogether, man. Of course, I want a couple bay leaves in there as well. I'm going to tuck in a Scotch bonnet pepper in there. Now, if you're concerned about the raw heat, I want you to pay attention to not breaking that pepper during the cooking process, simply because you will release the heat. An hour and a half, 2 hours into it, you can fish that pepper out, totally up to you. You got the flavors and from the oils, from the skin of that Scotch bonnet pepper. If you don't have a Scotch bonnet pepper, or if you don't like it spicy, you don't have to put it, totally optional. But if you don't have it and you have a habanero or any sort of spicy pepper that you can source, or it's something you like using, by all means. A recipe is just a guide to show you the steps, and it's up to you then to personalize it to your own taste. First ground black pepper. And one of the other things I wanted to mention is that the title of this recipe will say Jamaican stew peas. Let's be clear about something, and this is a problem I have right now when I was reading the Wikipedia for this recipe. Originated in Jamaica. And the research that I saw, the information they publish is questionable. Let's be clear. Throughout the Caribbean, we have versions of this. Even if you look at the southern parts of the United States, you will see it, except they probably don't use the salted pigtail that I use here. And you can use salted beef if you wanted to, if pork is not your thing. If you wanted to use ham hocks, if you wanted to use smoked turkey. And that is the version you would see, especially in New Orleans and all down there. They would use smoked meats instead. The only sort of difference we have in the Caribbean versus the other versions that I've seen is we add dumplings or flour dumplings or cassava dumplings, coconut dumplings. We add dumplings to ours. And you know, if you look closely at the foods in you know, you look at the Virgin Islands, you look at some of the Eastern Caribbean islands, you look at, you know, even in Trinidad and Tobago where I'm from, we have a version of this recipe. So to say boldly on Wikipedia that it's of Jamaican origin, I question that looking at the information that they provided. I'm just saying. Now with that in mind, the allspice, the pimento berries or pimento seeds, yes, that there is uniquely Jamaican, so I will give them the credit there. You know what I mean? And you know, here's the thing, I want a bit more, man. I love that flavor. That, and by the way, most people call it allspice. In the Caribbean, it's known as pimento berries or pimento seeds. We are a passionate people in the Caribbean, so we all want to claim and beat we chest and say, well, we invented this and we did this and we did the other. Knowingly, yes, we know our brothers and sisters throughout the islands, throughout the Caribbean chain, we do the same thing. So I just want, you know, and that's one of the things, the traits that colonialism left with us. This sort of take on things that we have to outdo each other while we can, you know, we can all cooperate and get along and raise the culture together, you know what I mean? Something a little different. I like a little smoked pimenton or paprika in mine. This is a pimenton, Spanish thing. I like the little smokiness that it brings. You don't have to, it's not traditional to the recipe, but as I mentioned earlier there, it's all about personal taste and everything else. Yeah, I'm not going to add any salt later on. We'll taste it for salt. What we do need though is coconut milk. So if you wanted to add 50-50 coconut milk, the liquid, with water, that's fine. You want to cover everything, bring it up to a boil, and then let it simmer. And I told you guys, this is the easiest recipe because you notice we just put everything to the pot. And because this is going to cook for 2 to 2.5 hours, all those flavors that you see that we added in there, they will all make its way into the dish. So don't worry too much about this. It may look, yo, Chris, what kind of dummy thing you doing here? But I'm telling you, it works. It works. Here is that coconut milk powder that I spoke about. And I may end up adding 2 packages of that just to give it that lovely rich coconut flavor. All we want to do now is cover that with water, turn the stove on, bring it up to a boil, reduce it to a rolling boil, and let that go until it's nice and tender. Hoping not to make too much of a mess on the stove here, I'm just going in with warm water. I'm going to top it up with some more water. And the other thing I wanted to mention, you know, earlier I spoke about, and I'm talking quite a bit in this video because I'm very passionate about what I do. Because after all, it's a global audience that's seeing what I do, and I'm very respectful of my culture. The other thing I'm seeing quite a bit of people do is use beef stock and chicken stock and everything else in there. Yo, when is the last time your granny ever used a chicken stock or a beef stock or everything like that? No, we relied on all the sort of flavor ingredients that we added there, as well as the coconut milk. Yeah, that is all you need. Cover it up, bring it up to a boil. Yo, we really got to sort of control the message that people are putting out there about our culture, because we are responsible for the growth of it, for the preservation of it. And I see too many people doing nonsense, man. It's been 2 hours on that rolling boil that you're seeing there. I did go in and I added, yeah, you gotta pay attention to things. You will need to add water. I added a further 2 cups of water. Now earlier you heard me speak about keeping stuff traditional and everything else, and there I go with coconut milk powder. Listen, I am based in Canada. It is the most convenient thing, and I don't hate on convenience, all right? The point is we still added coconut milk in there. What we want to do at this point, and I'm suffering today terribly from environmental allergies. My eyes are swelling up and everything else, so I won't show you this part. You gotta make some flour dumplings. And it can be very simple. All-purpose flour, water, a pinch of salt, and I like adding, and it's a tip I learned from my friend's mom from Barbados. She likes adding a bit of brown sugar in there. Totally optional. And you're going to make a dough out of it, allow it to rest for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to make what's called spinners. It's going to look like tiny little cigars, and we're going to add it in here. What I did also, I removed
the sprigs of thyme. Actually, there is one more left there, a small one. The bay leaves and all of the, well, all the ones I could find of the pimento seeds or pimento berries. They've done the job. I removed it. And also, I want you to pay attention, I broke that Scotch bonnet pepper because I want that heat in there, I want that fire in there. Caribbean sunshine, I love it, honestly. But you can fish it out without breaking it at this point. And these are what the spinners are gonna look like, you know. Like I said, like a cigarette or a small cigar. Just gonna tuck them down into the beans here. What I would recommend doing is tasting and adjusting the salt prior to adding the dumplings in there. Simply because you have already salted, like I mentioned, you're gonna put some salt in the spinner dumplings, and you know, you can shape the dumplings whatever shape you like. We're gonna give it another 20 minutes or so, and you know, essentially we're done. Another optional ingredient, yeah, I just added the last of the spinner dumplings in there. And you know, this is one of those dishes I like the next day when it's, you know, it's been sitting overnight there, and then you know, all the flavor get into the dumpling and everything else. The dumplings become nice and pillowy soft. Another ingredient you can add in here if you want it to help balance out the flavors is a teaspoon or so of good brown sugar. It will bring a little sweetness to the game because we're getting spicy, salty, herbal, the sweetness from the coconut milk and everything else, yeah? I'm just gonna continue cooking this down just for about 10-15 more minutes. And I'm going to tuck in with some rice, with this on the side. I go down here. Jamaican stewed peas or stewed red beans or red bean soup or whatever you want to call it. Now here's the thing. I would do it one final testy test here for the salt. You can cook this down further. The residual heat in my pot here will cook this down further for me and will thicken up quite a bit. In the Spanish speaking Caribbean, I've had a version of this where they added yam, well, sweet potato, green banana, and dasheen into this. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You can treat it, you know, runny like this, more like a soup than anything else. But like I said, it's going to thicken up further, and I'm going to enjoy it with my rice. And then tomorrow, I enjoy it even more. And make sure your pieces of salted pigtail is fully cooked though, because you want that nice and tender. And yo, man, I am ashamed to admit it, I like to chew on the bone of that freaking pigtail. Anyhow, I'm going on talking now. Yes, it's been a long day, and you can hear me getting nasally now, so I do apologize for the length of the video and for shortening certain areas as well too. I'm gone.